And so with that, I am finally done talking about all the 2025 dramas that I have heard about that are going to come out. I am sure there's more that I am probably missing, but we can't spend a million years on this video, can we? Even though I've already been filming this for a million years. So this one is probably going to be a very long one. I wasn't sure that it was actually going to end up being this long, considering I wasn't going to talk about much besides the plot. But yeah, I ended up filming this for a really long time. But you know what? It's better to watch it all in one video and you can skip around versus me not including enough dramas that you should check out. Hello, so today I am going to be finally doing my 2025 K-dramas coming out video. Last time when I made the C-drama equivalent of this video, it took me so long to write the script and there were so many dramas that I missed out on. So this also is why this video took me a while. I really planned to get it up last week, but that didn't happen. There's also probably still some that I'm missing, so feel free to share any other dramas that I missed out on. I have 24 dramas that I will be mentioning, and of course probably some other dramas will drop trailers, stuff like that later. Yeah, and I have this split up into those that have an air date, so I'll be talking about those first, and then there's some that don't have an air date. And yeah, I'll just tell you whether or not I plan to watch them. I have the plot lines, and just so you're aware, as always, this is mainly going to be romance dramas. There's probably other dramas out there in this world that I don't watch, so I don't talk about them. Going forward, this is always going to be this way. I only happen to like romance, so if you are in need of romance dramas, I got you. I watch like most, close to all of them. So we're gonna get started right away. And first up is a drama actually airing, and that is going to be Newtopia, which is going to be out on February 7th. It's going to have a total of 8 episodes. It's going to air on Friday, which is only once a week, and it's going to be put on by Coupang TV. The actors are Park Jung-min, who was in Hellbound, The 8 Show, and he usually does more movies, so I've actually not seen any of his works. And then it's going to have Jisoo from Blackpink, who previously acted in Snowdrop. Newtopia is adapted from the novel Influenza, written by Han Sang-woon, and basically this drama depicts the process of a soldier, Chaeyoon, and his girlfriend, Youngju, who have been notified of a breakout, fighting against hordes of zombies and running towards each other, set in an air defense unit in a high-rise building in Seoul. Jaeyoon enlisted in the military at 26 while seeking alternative service through employment in the defense industry. Anxious about his future, he becomes obsessed with his girlfriend, eventually breaks up with her, and faces a world turned upside down by hordes of zombies. Youngju is a rubber rookie who is new to society and is having a hard time with Jaeyoon, who does not understand her feelings before being notified of their breakup. As she sets out to meet her boyfriend, she discovers a zombie outbreak and gradually becomes stronger in the fight for survival. So, as for am I going to watch this, I would say probably not. I am not a big fan of zombie stuff, and I'm not really familiar with Park Jung-min, and I'm not necessarily a fan of Jisoo's acting. I mean, obviously she's only done Snowdrop, but I wasn't a big fan of Snowdrop and her acting in that specific role, so I'm kind of about this. I really don't think I will watch this unless it really blows up, because I did see All of Us Are Dead, and I mean, this is kind of similar with the zombie thing. So next is Melomovie, which is coming out on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and this is gonna have 10 episodes, and it is a Netflix original, meaning all of them will be dropping on Valentine's Day. So our actors are Choi Woo-sik, who was in Our Beloved Summer, Hogu's Love, Rooftop Prince, and of course the very famous Parasite. And his female counterpart is going to be Park Bo-young, who is famous for Strong Woman Do Bong-soon, also Oh My Ghost, Abyss, Doom at Your Service, Daily Dose of Sunshine, and Light Shop, which I still have yet to watch. So this follows Kim Moo-bi, an assistant director who wants to follow in her father's footsteps, who also worked as a filming crew member. After entering the film industry, she quietly honed her skills, not drawing attention to herself in the eyes of others. On the other hand, Ko Gyum rose from becoming a supporting actor to becoming a film critic. He meets Moo-bi on the set of an interview film, eventually starting their own love story. For this, am I going to watch it? It is so obviously a yes. It's rom-com, it has Choi Woo-sik, it has Park Bo-young, and I like both of them. This is also written by the writer of Our Beloved Summer, and you cannot tell me that this basically isn't Our Beloved Summer 2.0. They're both literally in the film industry. They have the breakup and get back together concept going on, and basically his character is giving exactly Choi Eun. I actually really liked Our Beloved Summer, but the second half kind of fell off for me, so I'm just hoping that this is going to be the upgraded version. I do not mind that the premise is like almost identical, like I really don't care. I honestly wish that it was airing one at a time, but you know, I love binge watching. But yeah, it's coming out on Valentine's Day, and this is how I'm going to be spending my Valentine's Day because I don't have anything else to do instead. I'm anticipating this to make it into my top dramas of 2025. So I really hope it doesn't let me down. I'm excited. And next up is The Witch, which is going to air on February 15th, so a day after Melomovie. It's going to have 10 episodes, and this one's going to air on Saturdays and Sundays, and it's broadcast by Channel A. So for our lead actor, we have Park Jin-young, who is a GOT7 member. He also is an actor and has worked in He is Psychometric, The Devil's Judge, and Yumi's Cell Season 2 specifically. And his female counterpart is Ro Jung-ui, who was in the train wreck that was Hierarchy. She was also in Our Beloved Summer, but she was the second female lead, and she was also in 18 Again. And The Witch was adapted from the webtoon The Witch, aka Manyo, by Kang Ful, who is the guy that wrote Moving and Light Shop. So I'm definitely very excited for this. Park Mi-jung is a woman who wears pretty clothes and enjoys complete freedom. She became a translator by taking advantage of her English skills, which she has been good at since her childhood. Her mother passed away after giving birth to her, and since then she stood out even when she stayed still. Perhaps because of her unique and mysterious atmosphere, from some point in her life, male students fell in love with her, and all the people she met called her a witch. She's used to the loneliness now, but from time to time, she recalls a boy, Lee Dong-jin, from high school with a bright smile who used to pass by her with his group of friends. Am I watching? I mean, I said so earlier, but yes, I'm watching Kang Ful. His works have all been pretty famous, the adaptations. So Moving did really well, and I enjoyed it. Light Shop performed really well, and I'm on my way to watching it. Don't you worry, I will get there one day. And I mean, I quite like Jung-wi, and I like Jin-young, and I like the premise. It seems a little bit darker, moodier. I like the concept of the girl who's like struggling, and the nice guy that brightens her life. Yeah, it's a good trope. I am excited to see it. And even though this work actually isn't written by Kang Ful, because last time for Moving, I know for sure, and I'm pretty sure Light Shop, he actually wrote the scripts. So he did the webtoon and wrote the script adaptation. But this one actually has a different writer. But, you know, since it's based off a different IP, I feel like as long as the IP is good, it should be good. Like, that's usually how it is with C-dramas. As long as the original IP is good, usually the drama itself is good. But, you know, sometimes they stray. Yes, so I am anticipating this one. I'm really excited. I will definitely be watching this. Okay, so next up, I have my Dearest Nemesis, which is going to air February 17th. It's going to have a total of 12 episodes and going to air on Mondays and Tuesdays, broadcast by TVN. So for our lead actress, we have Moon Ga-young, who was iconically in True Beauty. She was also in Find Me in Your Memory, Tempted, and this is a little bit of a throwback, but she was also in Heartstrings as Ishin's younger sister. Yeah, good old days. And she was also in EXO Next Door. And then for our male counterpart, we have Choi Hyun-wook, and he's really famous for 2521 as the second male lead. And he was also in Twinkling Watermelon, which is currently what I say my favorite 2023 drama. He was also famously in Weak Hero Class and Racket Boys, not that I watched them. And so this one is adapted from the webtoon He's a Black Dragon by Hae-jin Yang. And so this plot follows Baek Soo-jung, who works as the leader of a planning team at Yongseong Department Store. The department store is widely regarded as the best in the industry. She's a hard worker and recognized for her top performance at her job. One day, she meets Pan Ju-yeon for the first time in 16 years. He begins to work as her boss, the director of the strategic planning division. He's also the successor of the department store. When Soo-jung was in her teens, she first met Ju-yeon through an online game. He used the game ID of Black Salt Dragon, which was the symbol of teenage angst. He fell in love with her, and she was his first love, but as soon as he confessed his feelings to her, she dumped him. So as for am I going to watch this? This is also obviously very clearly a yes. Clearly a rom-com. Choi Hyun-wook, Moon Ga-young, I like them enough. I've seen a lot of their works. People are a little bit worried because in the webtoon, he's supposed to be a lot older than her. And I mean, obviously, according to the synopsis, he's like her boss at work. And I swear to God, isn't Hyun-wook only like 22-ish? So it is kind of weird that he's probably playing the role of a 30-year-old man. Currently, I'm not too bothered by it. Like, we see so many drama CEOs. I don't really mind that he's so young, whatever. Like, I assume they'll adapt it to make more sense that he's younger than her. Like is he really supposed to be older than her in this drama? It's not very believable, but you know, it is what it is. I don't mind because I haven't read the original webtoon. I have nothing to compare it to, so I'm excited to see it as it is, and like the originality of it. So yay. And next, there is Potato Research Institute, which will air March 1st. It's going to have 12 episodes, air on Saturday and Sunday, and this is also going to be a TVN drama. So it stars Kang Tae-oh, who was in Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Speaking of which, there's supposed to be a season 2, so where is that actually? But he was also in Run On and Doom at Your Service as the second lead in both those dramas. And he is going to star alongside Lee Sun-bin, who was in Work Later, Drink Now, and Boyhood. Kim Mi Mi-kyung is a person crazy about potatoes who is working on a secret project at the Potato Research Institute to create a good potato called Mi-kyung. Meanwhile, she at first bickers with Seoul Baek-ho, who has been appointed as the new director of the Potato Research Institute, but gradually feels attracted to him and ends up having an in-office romance with him, which she vows never to do again. So, as for am I going to watch this, I lean towards saying yes, but the premise does give me wanting to say no a little bit. So I love potatoes. And I guess this is about potatoes, so I think it's a little bit funny because I do enjoy potatoes. So I'm like, okay, I'm sure I can enjoy them talking about potatoes. But I just think it's so unserious and it's gonna have a bit of a humor that I think is gonna be a little too childish for me. I do like Sunbin and Tae as like actors, or as people, I guess, as personalities, as TV personalities, but I'm not so sure I really love all their works. I mean, I did like Tae in all of his works, I think, and I didn't watch Work Later, Drink Now, or Boyhood, so I actually haven't seen Sunbin in anything, but I know she played a pretty like quirky character, I think, in Work Later Drink Now, or at least like very vibrant and bubbly, so I'm expecting to see something kind of similar. Based off the trailer, yeah, I'm not sure. It just gives a little bit childish, but it is a rom-com, so I might give it a try. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but probably will check it out. Okay, and next up is When Life Gives You Tangerines. This is going to air on March 7th. It's going to have 16 episodes, and this is a Netflix original, but it's going to feature IU, who has previously acted in Scarlet Heart Rio. She's in Hotel de Luna, My Mister, Dream Highs, the producer, and, you know, I've actually seen her in You Are the Best, Isushin. She's going to be working with Park Bo-gum, who was in Record of Youth, Love in the Moonlight, Reply 1988, Encounter, and Hello Monster. So the plot follows Aesun, who is rebellious but gets nervous every time she rebels. She's not well off but is always shining and full of positivity. She dreams of becoming a poet, although she is unable to attend school, and she is a bold character who doesn't hide any emotions. Kwan-sik is an extremely diligent and quiet character. Romance is not a strength for him, however, and he doesn't know how to act if Aesun cries or laughs, but he's a silent warrior who only loves Aesun from the beginning and pours his all into loving her. So, am I watching? I very clearly yes, I'm watching this, and I generally don't really love IU or Park Bo-gum's acting works in particular, but I think they look really good together, and I do like that this drama takes place in the past, and I think it's a little bit of a throwback to the Reply series because those are really the only dramas that take place in the past, so it seems really fun, seems like it's going to have a lot of nostalgia, and it seems like a slice of life, and I know I generally don't really like those, but I think because I haven't seen one of those in a while, and I'm very, very fond of the Reply series, I think this kind of gives me those vibes, which is why I'm really excited for this to actually air. But yeah, I think IU and Bo-gum seem like they're going to be a really great couple. I love their character descriptions. I feel like these roles are going to suit them really, really well, so I'm actually really excited for this. And next up is I'm Human from Today. This is planned to air sometime in August. It's going to have 12 episodes. It's going to be a Monday-Tuesday drama, and it's going to air on SBS. This has our lovely Kim Hae-yoon, who was most famously in Lovely Runner, but she also was in Sky Castle, Extraordinary You, and Snowdrop. She's going to be starring alongside Park Solomon. I've only seen him in All of Us Are Dead, but he's also in Family Matters and Branding and Sung-soo. So this series follows Eun-ho, who is a quirky nine-tailed fox living a carefree life, indulging in human world's pleasures while avoiding good deeds to maintain her immortality. Her perfect existence takes a dramatic turn when a sudden accident involving a narcissistic soccer star player, Kang Si-yeol, unexpectedly transformed her into an ordinary human. As Eun-ho adjusts to her new reality, their worlds collide in a series of unforeseen challenges and emotional discoveries. Super, super looking forward to. I love Hae-yoon. Hae-yoon's all her rom-coms are great. I feel like she's becoming like the Korean equivalent of Dalusa for me. She's just like the rom-com queen. She does cute without being annoying. That's like my personal opinion. I know some people find Dalusa annoying. Some people find Hae-yoon annoying. I don't. I love them. They can keep doing rom-coms for the rest of their life, and I will love every single one of their dramas. And yeah, I mean, I think she has chemistry with every single one of her leads. I'm excited to see her with Solomon. And yeah, this is something that I'm really, really excited for. But too bad this is going to come in August because I feel like this was mentioned a long time ago. And so I am patiently waiting for it. And I really want to see it. But you know, we're just going to have to keep waiting like another more than half a year. So whatever. It is in my mind. Very, very excited. Can't wait. They even dropped the trailers, but it's not coming out soon. So rip us. And next up is Divorce Insurance, which is supposed to air sometime in March with no confirmed air date. It's going to have 12 episodes, air on Mondays and Tuesdays, and it's going to be put on by TVN. So this features Lee Dong-wook, who is famous for Goblin. Last year he did A Shot for Killers, which people really, really loved. He was also in Tale of the Nine-Tailed, Strangers from Hell, Touch Your Heart, Hotel King, and my oldest drama I've ever seen, My Girl. And his love line is going to be Lee Joo-bin. And there are times where I really like an actor and actress that nobody else really knows about. And so that is Lee Joo-bin for me. I really liked her from Be Melodramatic. And she was also in Queen of Tears and Love to Hate You and Money Heist Korea. And I feel like her fandom hasn't really increased exponentially and she's not really big. I think this is her first lead role. Like she is the female lead, like the first female lead, and I'm really hoping that she gains recognition. And usually I don't mention the third and fourth leads, but Kwang-soo and Lee Da-hae are in this, which I'm also really interested in seeing because they're people that I really, really like. And so this drama is going to follow an insurance company's product development team developing a divorce-related product. It's a story that looks back on love, marriage, divorce, and etc. through the process of setting insurance premiums. No Gi-jun is a product development team member. Although he's had a neat appearance and is an elite insurance actuary who graduated from a famous overseas university, he's a character who's gone through a divorce 3 times. He's more familiar with marital issues than anyone else and brings the story to the forefront while developing divorce-related insurance based on experience. So am I going to watch? Yes, it's actually a rom-com, even though I feel like it's not really giving that. I feel like it's giving a lot like more plot-centric, insurance-related. But, you know, I like Lee Dong-wook, I like Lee Joo-bin, and yeah, the second couple once again is Kwang-soo and Da-hae, and I'm a huge fan of Running Man, and so Kwang-soo, when he was a member, Da-hae joined them as a member for like quite a couple of episodes, so the two actually already have like a chemistry of like this bickering and bantering like friend duo, I guess. And so it's really interesting to see that they are going to be acting together, and I'm actually going to be really excited for these cast interviews. So yes, I will watch this. I feel like it's giving a little bit Good Partner with like divorce cases and probably very episodic, and you're probably going to learn lessons, and I really just hope it's going to be written well because I do really like the cast. So a little bit outside of my usual genre, but you know, I told you it's either the premise or the cast, and for this one I plan on watching it for the cast, and hopefully I don't drop it because of the premise. And next up is Resident Playbook, which finally confirmed its air date. It's going to air on April 12th. It has a total of 12 episodes going to air on Saturday and Sunday, and it is once again a TVN drama. So this is going to feature Ko Yoon-jung, who was in Alchemy of Souls and Moving. And it's also going to have Shin Si-ah, who I have no clue who she is, but she's famous for the movie The Witch Part 2, where she got the main role for an audition that 1,408 people participated in. It's also going to have Han Ye-ji, this is her debut work, and Kang Yoon-suk, who I've seen in Light on Me. And so this story is set in the Jongno branch of Yulje Medical Center. The series follows the hospital lives and turbulent friendships of young obstetrics and gynecology residents who proudly enter the unpopular department in an era of low birth rates. So am I going to watch? Very obviously yes. This is the spin-off of Hospital Playlist, and I've mentioned before that I really, really love Hospital Playlist. And so this one unfortunately isn't directed by Shin Won-ho and written by Lee Yoo-jung like the rest of the Hospital Playlist and just like Reply series, but the writer is someone that worked on Hospital Playlist, so hopefully it'll keep the same tone. I don't know how the directing is going to be, and if I'm being honest, I feel like for Hospital Playlist the directing is really important, so I hope this director does a good job. I hope it really stays consistent with the Hospital Playlist series, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm a huge fan of Ko Yoon-jung, and I mean obviously Hospital Playlist was so good, and I've been really looking forward to Resident Playbook. If you don't know, it actually was supposed to air like a while back, but then there was a doctor strike in Korea, and they kind of got upset with the drama because it's over glorifying being a doctor. Regardless, I am still looking forward to this, and hopefully I will enjoy it as much as I do Hospital Playlist and the other Reply series stuff. And so next is our movie, which is going to air April 18th. It's going to have 12 episodes airing on Fridays and Saturdays, and it's going to be put on by SBS. It's going to feature Chun Yo-bin, who I also loved in Melodramatic. She's also in Vincenzo and A Time Called You. And she's working alongside good old veteran Nam Gong-min. And I was going back through his works, and it's kind of crazy how many dramas of his I've actually seen. So his first work I saw was I Need Romance Season 3 from 2014, meaning it's been over 10 years that I've been watching his dramas. And so he's also in, this one is such a random, but Wild Chives and Soybean Soup 12 Years Reunion. He's in The Girl Who Sees Sense, Hot Stove League, My Dearest, and this isn't even all the works I've seen of his. And so this plot follows Lee Jae-ha, who followed in his father's footsteps, who was considered a master and became a movie director. Lee Jae-ha received worldwide attention for his debut film and was called a genius, but he's been obsessed over a possible sophomore jinx. Over the past 5 years, he's not worked on anything. Deciding to end his 5-year hiatus, Lee Jae-ha begins the work on his second film. The screenplay will tell a romance story involving someone with only a limited amount of time to live. While doing research for the movie, Lee Jae-ha meets Lee. She's an aspiring actress and suffers from a rare incurable disease. She doesn't know how long she has left to live, but is very social, and everyone in the hospital knows her. She gives advice to Lee Jae-ha for his movie and becomes interested in the script. This becomes a turning point for her as an aspiring actress. As they work on the romance movie together, Lee Jae-ha and Lee Da-eum, who have their own illness, form a romantic relationship. So I was originally planning on watching this just for the cast, so I didn't even know what the premise is, and it didn't really matter because I already kind of got the vibes that it's going to be a melodrama. I did not know she has an incurable illness. Whew, oh boy. I'm definitely going to watch it considering I really like Nam Gung-min. He's a veteran. I like to watch good old veterans in their new dramas, and I do like Chun Yo-bin, and it's a romance, clearly. This is kind of giving the depressing version of Melomovie, and I'm definitely going to watch it, but why does she have an incurable illness? Does he also have an illness? Is that what this plot is? Regardless, I will watch. I guess this just might be the one that I will watch that will just put me into tears because I don't usually watch sad things, but you know what? I'll do it for them. I'll do it for the cast. Next is going to be Squid Game Season 3, which funnily enough, at the time that I started the script, it was not released when it was going to air, but then like the day of or the day before I filmed this video, it came out. So now I have a date for it. So yes, it's going to have 6 episodes and it's coming out June 27th. And since this is a Netflix drama, it will come out all at once. And this has a million actors in it. To name a couple, Lee Jung-jae, Kang Han-il, Im Si-won, Cho Yuri, Lee Jin-hyuk, Park Gyu-young, and dang, I'm forgetting one. I'm forgetting one more important guy. Oh, Wee Ha-jun. Wee Ha-jun is also in it. Oh, and there's also Lee Byung-hun. And so anyways, this is going to be the same plot of season 2 and 3, and it follows Lee Jung-jae, who won the first Squid Games, and now he is in the next Squid Games, participating just so that he can prevent the game from like killing the people like they did last time. And yeah, he's just using his knowledge to survive the games and save everyone. You know, I will be watching simply because I've mentioned that I'm only watching Squid Games because everyone talks about it, and as a drama watcher, I feel like I need to watch it. I am not a big fan of this. It's just not my genre, simply. Between the two, I'm liking season 2 less, simply because I feel like number 1, at least, it had a lot of very original, iconic scenes. Even though I generally didn't enjoy it because it wasn't my genre, at least it was very iconic, and I could see like, oh, okay, like this is really like original and unique and interesting. With season 2, I think so far, I'm just kind of annoyed at the fact that they made a season and didn't complete it. So right now, I've told you that there's a million characters, right? I just don't know why there's so many. It's just like, it's like they're not even completing each characterization because they have so many characters. It's like all of them are like slightly developed. And so season 3 is really going to be the turning point of like, oh, like what is the actual development? Are they going to go more in depth? But now that I'm seeing that it's only 6 episodes, I'm definitely getting concerned that they're like trying to create something but don't have enough like time to actually pull it off, you know? Like I really think they should have had less characters and focused on the characterization of those characters. So that is just my biggest pet peeve, given the fact with season 2 that it's like incomplete. So we'll see how season 3 goes. Right now, it actually feels like there's a lot of plot and not enough time to wrap it up. So I'm kind of curious what's going on. I swear to God, are they going to make a season 4? Because now it just seems like they're kind of milking the concept. But yeah, I will be watching it. So season 2, that's not a valid review because it's not done. Season 3, once that finishes, I'll have a valid actual review of season 2 and season 3 together. And maybe if season 3 does better, then I will be less annoyed about season 2. But I really don't think you should say it's a season 2 and do it like that. They might as well call it season 2, part 1 and part 2. Why is it season? Oh, whatever. I'm not a fan of the whole not wrapping up seasons, but whatever. That's just a format issue rather than a plot issue, but I didn't really like the plot anyways because finally we're hitting the dramas that have no air date. So first up, I'm going to be talking about Can This Love Be Translated? And this is going to be a Netflix drama. So this is going to feature Kim Sun-ho, who's making a return after Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha. He was also in Startup, where he was our iconic... What was his name in that? Anyways, he was just our iconic good guy in Startup. And also, I saw him first in The Strongest Delivery Man, which is a random drama that I feel like most people wouldn't have checked out. But he's starring alongside Ko Yoon-jung. Again, I mentioned her in Resident Playbook. So she's also going to be in that. I talked about her previous works there. And so this story is going to follow Ju Ho-jin, who is a multilingual interpreter with extraordinary language skills, including English, Japanese, and Italian. He begins to work for star Cha Moo-hui as her interpreter. She has bright charms and is always confident. Cha Moo-hui and Ju Ho-jin holds contrasting perspectives on love, resulting in misunderstandings. However, as they gradually grow closer, their conversations become increasingly enjoyable, leading to subsequent moments of understanding. Am I going to watch this? Very clearly, yes. It is a rom-com with Sonho and Yoo Jung. I think they look great together. It's about actual adults, and so yeah, I'm really excited. It has a very lighthearted tone. It's about languages. There's nothing that I don't like about this. Premise, cast, both there, so definitely yes, going to see this. Very excited. And so Unknown Soul, it's going to come out sometime in May. It's going to have 12 episodes airing on Saturday and Sunday, and this is another TVN drama because most dramas on this list are TVN dramas. So this is going to have Park Bo-young. Again, I mentioned her earlier in Melomovie, which is coming out in February. It's also going to have Park Jin-young, who I also mentioned earlier that he's going to be in The Witch, which is also coming out in February. And so this plot follows twin sisters Yumi Ji and Yumi Rae, who are different in everything except their faces. Yumi Ji is the younger of the twins, has ended her short heyday as a promising track and field athlete and is currently living a free-spirited life. On the other hand, the older sister of the twins, Yumi Rae, has been walking the path of the elite since her school days and is currently a perfectionist working at a public corporation. The twins, who are physically identical but lead starkly different lives, embark on a bold charade, switching their lives for some undisclosed reason. Eo-soo is a lawyer at a large law firm with a tall appearance and a seemingly carefree attitude. He may look like a noble swan with no flaws on the outside, but he actually works harder than others to live an ordinary life. This is because he has been living a different life than before after experiencing something in the past. As a result, he lives a calm life without showing his true feelings, but one day an unexpected encounter occurs that sends waves through Hosu's heart. Am I going to watch this? Yes. It's Park Bo-young, Park Jin-young in a rom-com. Yes, that's all I needed. This one, actors, premise, watching for both the reasons. And next there is gyunwoo and Fairy. This is going to come out sometime in June. It's going to have 12 episodes. It's going to air on Monday and Tuesdays, and again, another TVN drama. This is going to feature Cho Lee-hyun, who was in All of Us Are Dead and was a side character in Hospital Playlist and in School 2021. It also is going to feature Chu Young-woo, and this is actually them reuniting from School 2021 because they actually played a couple there. I'm pretty sure that's who they are. And he's also in The Tale of Lady Oak, which some people mentioned actually in my January drama video. I have not heard much about it. I'm usually not the biggest fan of Korean historicals, so yeah, I'll have to look into it some more. Maybe we'll decide to pick it up, but not sure. He's also in Oasis and Once Upon a Small Town. Park Sung-ah is a high school student during the day, but at night she's a shaman and a fairy who has been living a double life for over 5 years. She meets Kyung-woo by chance and falls in love at first sight. Bae Hyun-woo is a man who brings misfortune and also one who rejects gods and shamans. But after meeting Sung-ah, he begins to have a peaceful day. Am I going to watch this? Yes. Romance and this cast? Yes, I am pretty excited. A shaman fairy girl falling in love at first sight. It seems like it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy this. So next is The Art of Sarah, and this doesn't have a confirmed date yet. It's going to have 8 episodes and it's going to be on Netflix. I lean towards this is probably a Netflix original. I don't actually know, but I feel based off the vibes, this seems like something that'll come out all at once. It's going to have Shin Hye-san, and I am always a big fan of her. I think generally all of her works are really, really good, at least in the first half because some of her dramas fell off in the second half. I've really liked her since 5 Enough. She's also in My Golden Life, 30 But 17, Angel's Last Mission in Love, Mr. Queen, See You in My 19th Life, Welcome to Samdari, and Dear Haeri. Yeah, so some of these the second half disappointed, but otherwise I think all of her works are really, really good, and even those dramas had their merits, so I'm expecting for this drama. And her male counterpart is going to be Lee Jun-hyuk, and I just became a really big fan from Love Scout, so I'm really excited for this pairing. He is also in Our Beloved Summer, A Poem a Day, and 365 Repeat the Year. So this story follows Sarah Kim, whose name is everywhere yet can't be found anywhere, and the persistent detective Park Moo-young, who delves deep into her different names, ages, jobs, and backgrounds. Who is the real Sarah Kim and what secrets is she hiding? So mainly, I'm a huge fan of both. This technically doesn't have a romance tag, but I feel like it will be romance. I guess I can't be sure because it's a detective and I'm chasing after the girl, but are they really going to fall in love with each other? Maybe not. But you know what? I'm still going to watch this, maybe despite it not being my genre. I feel like it's going to be romance though. But yeah, I like them enough. And 8 episodes, it's good enough, I feel like, for me to decide to binge it for her and him, I guess. So yes, I am excited for this as well. And then another season 1 that I watched, I think I mentioned a little earlier, was All of Us Are Dead. So All of Us Are Dead season 2 is also coming out, and it's going to feature Park Ji-hoo and Yoon Chan-young, who were both in season 1, and it's going to feature Cho Yi-hyun, who I've talked about has another drama coming out, and Park Solomon, who's also going to have another drama coming out. And this actually doesn't have a plot line out yet, but it's just about zombies. I'm pretty sure it's just a continuation from season 1 where there's like a zombie breakout and they're all students and they're just kind of trapped in the school. And yeah, I'm going to watch this. Even though it, once again, isn't my genre, because I don't know why I watched season 1. I think it was just because it was really, really popular that I watched it. So yeah, I like to finish what I started, so I will be watching season 2. I mean, I definitely didn't hate season 1, so it's not like the worst thing. With Squid Games, I'm kind of watching it just to watch it. I do like this a little bit better, but regardless, yes, I am going to see it whenever this comes out. Okay, and next up is All the Love That You Wish For. This is going to be 12 episodes, and it is a Netflix drama. It's going to feature Kim Woo-bin, who's been in The Heirs, Uncontrollably Fond, School 2013, and Our Blues. And it's going to have Suzy, former Miss A member. She now actress. She was in Duna, Anna, Startup, Vagabond, While You Were Sleeping, Uncontrollably Fond, so they are actually reuniting because of Uncontrollably Fond, and I mostly enjoyed her in Goo Family Book and Dream High. So this plot is, Genie is a spirit that comes out of a lamp. He's full of emotional excess and goes back and forth between different emotions. Kayoung is someone who lacks emotions. She happens to call Genie out of his lamp and is granted 3 wishes to make. So Suzy is a little bit of a hit or miss with me. I don't generally enjoy her acting, but I did enjoy her in Duna and Anna. I'm not sure how I feel about her in rom-coms. I did not actually watch Uncontrollably Fond, so this isn't like super exciting to me. But this is written by Kim Eun-suk, who has done a lot of very, very famous dramas. She did The Glory, Mr. Sunshine, Goblin, Descendants of the Sun, The Heirs, A Gentleman's Dignity, Secret Garden, and more. Yeah, I might end up watching it because of the writer and because of how big this is going to be. I mean, Kim Eun-suk genuinely doesn't really have a miss, so I'll probably end up watching this. But yeah, there technically isn't a trailer out, but the premise is really not giving, in my opinion. I really don't know how I feel about it, and so the cast I'm kind of like, so that's why I'm a little bit unsure, but lean towards, yeah, I'll probably end up watching this. Next up is going to be The Manipulated. It's going to have 10 episodes, and this is a Disney Plus drama, which means we are not going to get much promotion because Disney Plus dramas have like no promotion ever. And so it's going to feature Ji Chang-wook, who was in Welcome to Samdari, Sister's Partner, The K2, Healer. Also realized he's in Gangnam B-Side, which I saw a lot of comments about, not that I watched it. It's also going to feature To Kyung-soo, who is an EXO member. He was in 100 Days My Prince, EXO Next Door because he's an EXO, It's Okay That's Love, and he also does movies. I only saw him in My Annoying Brother though. It also has Cho Yun-soo and Lee Kwang-soo, and so this tells the story of a man who lived an ordinary life that suddenly turns into hell. He falls into the abyss when his life is completely manipulated by a villain who sculpts real hell into people's lives. So this is not my genre, but I think I'm going to end up watching this simply because of the cast. I like Ji Chang-wook. I probably don't watch all his dramas though because but I like Ji Chang-wook enough in combination with Kwang-soo and Kyung-soo. I'm actually just a huge D.O. fan these days. I was an EXO fan in middle school, and then I kind of didn't like them as much. They also went on hiatus, so like for forever because they all went into the military. Yeah, basically his album came out this year. He's literally in my YouTube music like top list, like top dudes, and he's also in Kong Kong Pop Pop, which is the Na Young-suk variety show, and so I've been really enjoying him in that these days. I'm actually watching the spinoff right now, which is why I'm like, I don't know, just these days I'm just a really, really big fan of Kyung-soo. I think his music is just so good that I'm just becoming a big fan, so I think he's kind of also the reason that I plan on watching this, and I think the cast interviews will also be really fun if they go around promoting. Hopefully they do. Disney Plus, they tend to not promote anywhere, but you know, Kwang-soo, Ji Chang-wook, and Kyung-soo, I would love to see them together, just promoting the stuff. I'd love to watch their interviews, so yeah, I'm only really watching it for the cast. The premise does not really interest me, so that's also why I would say I'm a little unsure, because if the premise is good and the cast is good, I'll watch it. But if one is good and the other isn't, it's kind of like, I don't really know. But I'm leaning towards I do want to watch this because I do like the cast. So next up, I will be talking about seochodong, and this has 12 episodes and is going to air on Saturdays and Sundays. And again, a TVN drama because dramas don't seem to air anywhere else that I'm interested in. It's going to feature Lee Jong-suk, who was in School 2013, I Hear Your Voice, Pinocchio, While You Were Sleeping, and Big Mouth. And it also is going to feature Moon Ga-young, who I mentioned earlier is in My Dearest Nemesis. So this drama is a cheerful and passionate youth drama about associate lawyers who go to work at seochodong law town every day. An Ju-hyung is a 9th-year lawyer with a high level of fact, violence, logic. He became a lawyer simply because he found logic in cases interesting. From the beginning, he did not have the meaning that lawyers protect the weak, implement justice, and change the world. He's just a 9th officer worker. He has been a regular at the same company for 9 years without changing jobs, and his work is at its peak as a seniority. He is a veteran in the associate industry who has set a new associate salary record but does not open a practice because it is too much trouble. For Ju-hyung, the peaceful wall of the workplace begins to crack. Kang Hui-ji is a second-year lawyer at Chohwa Law Firm. She lives by the belief that if you change one person's life, you have changed that one person's world. Whether she is lacking or overflowing, she's a confident and honest character. So, I like both of them individually. Law, not the most interesting thing, but if it's written well, like Good Partner, I will really like it. But the premise really needs to hold up in order for me to watch it. I like them. It's a romance. I foresee a lot of character development, and that's always really interesting for me. So yeah, I'm probably going to give it a shot. Maybe check the ratings first and then do it, but yeah, one or the other. I'm leaning towards yes, I will most likely watch this. Okay, and next up is Wife of a 21st Century. This is going to air on Fridays and Saturdays and is going to be an MBC drama, so something different. It's going to feature Byun-woo, who is our beloved Sunjae from Lovely Runner. He's also, I feel like, really started to get attention in Strong Girl Namsoon, where he played the villain, and he's also in Record of Youth, which is also my first work of his. And so this is also going to feature IU, which I mentioned earlier. She is a singer-songwriter actress, and I mentioned her earlier when Life Gives You Tangerines, which is coming out earlier this year. This is set in the 21st century constitutional monarchy of the Republic of Korea. It's a romance that breaks down status between a woman who has everything but is a commoner and a man who is sad because he's the son of a king but cannot have anything. Sung Hui-ju is the second daughter of a conglomerate family ranked number 1 in the financial world. She was born with a silver spoon and has gorgeous looks, intelligence, and a fierce competitive spirit. The commoner status, which she thought was nothing special, becomes an obstacle in her life, and she becomes entangled with Prince Ian. Prince Ian is from the 21st century constitutional monarchy of the Republic of Korea. Born as the king's second son, he is destined to have nothing but a status as royal, and his change begins when he meets Sung Hui-ju. So in terms of am I going to watch it? Likely yes, because Byun-woo, we are in love with him from Lovely Runner. Lovely Runner, literally my top drama. So I really like him. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure about the monarchy thing. I haven't seen things like that. I'm pretty sure it's giving Kung. This just feels like it'll be kind of heavy politically, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I see their chemistry just yet. Based off just like the announcement of the actor and actress alone, I'm just like, not so sure yet. I probably will watch it considering it is a romance. It's not like the most highly anticipated thing for me, but yes, I will most likely end up checking it out. Okay, and next is Boyfriend on Demand. It is going to have 10 episodes and it's going to air on MBC. It's going to feature Jisoo from Blackpink. Talked about her. She's also in Newtopia and again, just Snowdrop. And it's also going to have So In-guk, who was in Reply 1997, very iconically Yoon Jae. He was in The Master's Son, also really enjoyed him there. Hello Monster, The Smiles Left Your Eyes, Doom at Your Service, Cess Game. Yeah, he has some pretty good works, you know. I've also been watching him for quite some time considering Reply 1997 came out in 2012 and still holds up as being a really good drama. I have a video on it. You should check that out. This is going to follow a webtoon producer, Sol Mireille, who desires a love without risks, embarks on a bold and candid journey to find love through a virtual dating simulation called Monthly Boyfriend, where she experiences relationships with 900 different men in a risk-free environment. So am I going to watch this? I say likely yes. I'm not a biggest fan of this synopsis, and once again, I'm not a huge fan of Jisoo's works so far. I mean, Snowdrop was and Utopia doesn't sound very interesting, and then this premise doesn't sound very interesting. I like them enough. I'm just not sure that they're like cast that I'm like, yes, I'm definitely going to check out your acting works. But I really just can't be sure that it's not going to be a super goofy drama, and I'm not into super goofy dramas. So yeah, hopefully it isn't going to be too goofy, because then I'll enjoy it some more. But yeah. Okay, and next up is Tastefully Yours. This is going to have 10 episodes, going to air on Mondays and Tuesdays, and this is an ENA drama. So that's the first, I think, that I've covered. And so it's going to feature one of my favorites, Kang Han-eul, and I really loved him from When the Camellia Blooms. He's also in Scarlet Heart Ryeo, Mi-sang in Complete Life. He's also iconically in The Heirs. He's also in Monstar, which for me means a little bit because that's actually my very first airing drama. So yeah, that was part of the beginning of everything. That is what I am now. He's also in Squid Games 2 and 3. Yeah. And it also features Ko Min-si, who is in Sweet Home, Youth of May, and The Frog. And so this is about Han Bum-woo, who is the successor to a large food company who runs the best fine dining restaurant in Seoul, but has no interest in taste. And Mo Yoon-ju, a crazy chef about taste who runs a one-table restaurant without a sign in a remote corner of the countryside. They grow together and fall in love while running a small restaurant in the city of Mirek, Jeonju. So, am I going to watch it? If I'm being honest, it should be a yes, considering I do like Kang Han-eul and I do like Go Min-si, and it sounds like an enemies to lovers, considering they have differing opinions about how to be like cooks and stuff like that. But I'm starting to realize that I'm not really into the whole countryside romance thing, considering I didn't really love Welcome to Samdari, didn't really love Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, and I'll add a C-drama Meet Yourself to that list. Like, I'm not really into these, the slow life, I think. I feel like some of these trailers might need to come out for me to really get an answer, because I think I just don't know the overall tone alone from just the synopsis. And if it's going to be a little bit more upbeat and funny rom-com-y, then definitely. If it's going to be a little bit more peaceful, relaxing, I might not be as interested, which is weird considering I feel like I would like that kind of stuff. Dear God, we are finally nearing the end. There are only 2 more dramas for me to talk about, and they are both going to be dramas that I do not plan on watching. So first up, I'm just going to talk about Hongrang. This is a 12-episode drama, and it's going to be on Netflix. And it is going to feature Lee Jae-wook, who I have loved since Extraordinary You. I liked him in Alchemy of Souls. I first saw him in Search WWW, and he was also in The Impossible Heir that aired last year, but I heard such bad things about it that I didn't even pick it up. He was also in Dodo Sosor Lala Sol, which I didn't really love. So I'm a little hesitant considering his history of works. He's also working alongside Choboa, and again, I think her works are also a little bit of a hit or miss. I first saw her in Shut Up Flower Boy Band, which is crazy considering how old it is. She was also in The Surplus Princess, Temperature of Love, My Strange Hero, which is actually my favorite work of hers, and probably the only one that I really loved amongst these. I mean, I like Temperature of Love, but her character isn't the main one. She's also in Tale of the Nine-Tailed Fox and Destined with You, both of which I didn't watch. And so this is going to take place in the late Joseon dynasty, where a family rises to wealth through the art trade, but a mysterious event unfolds when the son Hongrang returns after a decade-long disappearance with no memory of his childhood. His half-sister Jae, who has been close to him since childhood, now seeks the truth behind his sudden vanishing. Jae, intelligent and beautiful but with a troubled personality, lives with an abusive stepmother and neglectful father. She had relied on Hongrang, but after his disappearance, her life took a difficult turn. Hongrang, who had grown up in luxury, returns to find his true identity a mystery to all. And so I'm leaning towards, don't plan on watching this because I'm not into Korean historicals. I like Jae-wook, but not enough to watch it for this plot. He also has some pretty weird works considering The Impossible Heir, and I didn't like Dodor Sorsor Lala Sol. And Choboa, same thing. I'm not really sure. Their chemistry is also like, I'm also not really sure about this. And again, not really into Korean historicals. Chinese historicals, I like, but Korean historicals, I think they tend to go a little bit too politics heavy, and it sounds like they aren't even a couple. It sounds like they're brother and sister, so this might not even have romance. This plot isn't just worth it for me considering it doesn't have romance. So I'm leaning towards, I don't plan on watching this. And we finally made it to the last drama I will be talking about, and that is going to be The Murky Stream. And so this is planned for sometime in September. It's going to have 9 episodes, and this is a Disney Plus drama. And so this is going to feature Rowoon, who is a former SF9 member now, I'm pretty sure. And he was in She Would Never Know, Extraordinary You, and The King's Affection. And he's going to be starring alongside Shin Ye-eun, who was famously in 18. She was also in He is Psychometric, Meow the Secret Boy, More Than Friends, The Glory, and Jeongyeon the Star is Born. Not that I've actually seen Jeongyeon just yet either. And so this story is going to delve into the rise of a man from the underbelly of society to legendary status. The story's foundation on a man's rise from gangster to a legendary figure is a narrative arc ripe with potential. It's a storyline that promises to delve into complexities of power, ambition, and redemption. I clearly got all these synopsises from my drama list, and I have no idea who wrote that description because it's a little goofy sounding. It's really just hyping up this drama. So anyways, yes, again, I am not planning on watching this drama. I have not really loved Rowan's acting in anything. I forgot to mention that he's also in Tomorrow. I just haven't seen it. I think that's probably would be his better works. I've heard good things about Tomorrow, at least. It's just a little too depressing for me to want to pick up. But his rom-com works so far, yeah, just not the biggest fan. I mean, I liked SF9 back in the day, so I should be biased for him. Just, I'm not too big of a fan of his acting. And Yen, I like her. She's great as a TV personality, but my thing is I feel like after 18, I haven't really liked any of her works, like the stories that she selected. I think there was this whole thing where she was crying because she was upset that none of her dramas performed well. Nothing against her. I mean, I wish she would be successful, but I just personally don't like the stories that she chooses to work in. So with this, with them two together, I'm just not sure that I would want to watch this. I'm sorry, the plotline is not giving so far, and I don't have the trailer to tell the overall tone, but yeah, I'm leaning towards a skip for this drama as well. And so with that, I am finally done talking about all the 2025 dramas that I have heard about that are going to come out. I am sure there's more that I am probably missing, but we can't spend a million years on this video, can we? Even though I've already been filming this for a million years. So this one is probably going to be a very long one. I wasn't sure that it was actually going to end up being this long, considering I wasn't going to talk about much besides the plot. But yeah, I ended up filming this for a really long time. But you know what? It's better to watch it all in one video and you can skip around versus me not including enough dramas that you should check out. So with that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Join my Discord as usual. Love to have those drama talks. You're always welcome to leave suggestions in my Discord or just even in the comments of anything that you want to see. I know I've seen a lot of comments asking about my all-time favorites for BLs, just dramas in general, and those are works in progress. Just gonna take a little bit of a break from the drama stuff because I've done so many already, and I don't think we need a million videos of me talking for 30 minutes to an hour. Even though, yeah, I can yap for quite some time, considering I yap for even longer than the time that these things get actually cut down so much. Like, you would not believe the amount of mistakes I make while speaking in these videos. But yeah, okay, this closing was a little bit long. I have some lifestyle stuff coming out. I think I'm going to be doing some videos talking about health-related things, fashion-related things. You know, we're really still experimenting and growing this channel, and I would love for you to be a part of it. So yeah, if you want, please check out some of my other stuff. As always, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.